Yo, and welcome back to the channel. So here we are with Stan Brown, American.
Part two.
So Stan, been a while. How long has it been since we last met up and did a video?
11 months, 12 months, almost a year now.
Wow, it's getting on. So last time we did a video on passport bros. When you first said you'd like to do a video about that subject, because it is an interesting subject. I didn't really know much about it. Obviously, it started off in America. You tell me. You know more about it than me.
I would say passport bros, really, quite honestly, every other nationality, European, Spanish, they've been traveling around the world and going to different destinations and enjoying distant destinations. And I think when the Black Americans started doing it, we coined the term passport bros. But I believe that term spread throughout the world. I mean, basically. So now you have English passport bros, Thailand passport bros. You have all different nationalities who are in the passport bro movement.
And you got passport sisters.
Well, passport sisters are a totally different namesake. It's like them saying, in my opinion, everything is in my opinion. They're saying, well, if you can do it, we can do it too. But
Me too.
Yeah, that's the Me Too movement more so, in my opinion.
But but they're entitled to do it.
Sure, I have no problem with that.
Maybe they've got good reasons to do it.
The
whole idea of passport bros, from what I can see, is mainly American men. It started off with American men, so let's go with that. But mainly American black men as well.
Well, that's the term. But people have been traveling and going to different destinations, whether it was for dating or was for pleasure or was for sightseeing or was for... It's just when I think the Black Americans started doing it, we termed ourselves passport bro.
Because it's about basically having a passport and being a brother and traveling to find a different type of lady than you're used to in America.
More of an appealing environment. I mean, you've got to look at the hustle and grind of the United States and how it can grind a person down, along with, the westernized mentality of a lot of women.
That is a lot to do with passport bros, is this westernized mentality of they don't want to get married, they don't want to have a family, they don't have kids, they don't want to
not
work.
Necessarily true.
They want to build a career. A lot of the time,
that's not necessarily true. I think passport bros come in different flavors, different dimensions on what they want to do. You can't just fit a personality and say, "Oh, I'm going to go here and just have as many women as possible." Some passport bros do go for a relationship. They're looking for that intimate connection to where they feel like they are the dominant, the dominant leader in the household. They are head of the household.
You think some are like looking for holiday romances, basically, rather than
a lot of men don't have the type of lifestyle where they can leave long term to a country. They can go there for a while, but they have to come back to replenish. They have to go back to their jobs. They have to go back to their livelihood.
Yeah,
so
because obviously the system's got you trapped in most countries.
As we talked about before, the system in a lot of countries have you trapped. Yeah. It's to be a true traveler, you've got to have different streams of income that is passive income, and that's extremely hard for a lot of people, apparently, because they're not getting it.
Yeah. But there's a lot of people who are doing like online work. A lot of these younger guys nowadays doing online work. They're going to Bali, going in places like that, Thailand, and are setting up doing online work.
Yeah.
And living the dream, living on the beach life, computer on the beach, boom. Yeah. As they say.
That VPN.
They're similar to passport bros. They're also looking for relationships abroad. They're looking for sun, sex, and
and I have to recoin that again. Some of us do look for relationships. Some of us, you can't just fit everything in one box. Some of them just want to be like here, beautiful beach, beautiful sunset, but at a price point where we can actually enjoy it. Like I can do this area here looks like Hawaii, right? But if you ever tried to live in Hawaii, how expensive it is compared to the cost it is here,
Yeah.
you can actually live here. You try to go to Hawaii and spend $2,000 a month, $2,500 a month,
Yeah.
which is living a decent lifestyle
I
here.
think a lot of passport bros are probably maybe they're divorced, they're took early retirement, they want to break free early, so they're not going to be like on the top scale of income earners because they might have got divorced, they've got to give half the money away in child benefit or whatever, in money to the ex-wife, things
I
like that.
I don't think. Yeah, retirement.
So they're not going to be
has a
living
lot
on
to do
like
with it.
$15,000 a month. They're living on like $2,000 a month. A lot of them, yeah.
I can't give you an average, but I would say my recommendation is unless you can't pull at least $3,500 a month, you shouldn't be outside of the United States for any long-term amount of time. That's just my personal experience with all the traveling that I've done. If you can't pull $3,500 a month, even if you're living long-term, month after month after month, $3,500 should be your plug move. In my opinion, you can do it for less, but can you live like the local? Can you live without air conditioning
There's
in
people,
100 degrees?
obviously.
Can you live in a room with no toilet? Can you live in a room? So your price point has to be where there's no sense in leaving the country if you can't have a comfortable and happy lifestyle.
Because you can retire here in Madagascar for, if you've got €500 a month, they'll give you a retirement in Madagascar.
Right.
The ability to,
But
so
for
it's a
living.
very low amount of money. Now, €500 a month, I think you can live here. You can be a passport bro. You can be married with children living here on €500, but it's going to be a pretty bleak existence.
Pretty bleak. So
Yeah.
now, why did you leave? Why did you leave a set of problems to return to create a whole new set of problems? So yeah. So your average passport bro is people that gets their subsistence, their livelihood in the European world, but don't like how they're being treated in the European world, so they digress to more traditional world in order to have the type of lifestyle that they're looking for, even if it's for a short amount of time.
I mean, since I've been doing this channel, I've met a handful of passport bros, let's call them passport bros, travelers of the world who travel from different places, different countries, where you'll find nice weather, nice food, nice ladies, nice lifestyle, and a handful of them are millionaires, multi-millionaires.
Yeah,
And they live like they're broke, half of them.
they do. Right.
And you wouldn't think they haven't got a nice Rolex on their wrist. They're not dressed
I've
in
met 'em
Gucci
too,
or
bro.
Armani. They're not staying in 5-star hotels.
Nope.
They're just renting. They're renting a place that's got an air conditioning unit. It's got a
$800
fridge.
a month, right?
Yeah, it's even like maybe somewhere between $300 and $800 a month.
Yeah.
That and you
Yeah.
can live quite well in a lot of countries. I mean, if I just list off the countries that I can think of where you're likely to find passport bros, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Colombia is a big one. A lot of people are going Colombia, Dominican Republic,
Yeah.
Kenya,
Right.
Tanzania,
Right.
where you're living at the moment,
Mostly, yes.
Bali.
Right.
Although it is a little bit more for the online sort of guys, Bali. I think there's still passport bros that go there. Thailand, the Philippines, obviously Madagascar's getting on the map. It's just starting to get on the map. And also the EU. There's a lot of people that will go to the EU. They'll go to Bulgaria. They'll go to England. They'll go to France, and they'll look
I don't
for.
think you're going to
look
see
for-
too many passport. I mean, now the ones who are going to travel to see the sites, you'll see them probably in France and things like that. But when you're going to a European country, if you go like Poland or someplace where the traditional lifestyle is more into the fray of that society, then you'll probably you'll probably get Passport Bros popping up there.
Where's the main place for American and Canadian passport bros, would you say? South America?
I would definitely say Colombia, Brazil, Dominican Republic.
Yeah, because it's close to home.
Exactly. Those are places where you can go, where your money goes further.
Yeah.
That has the same ocean type view, where they have the same type of the women or the people and the women and their traditions are more traditional than you would get. You know, you really won't find a whole lot of passport bros in anything with a westernized setting or a westernized thought. And like you see a lot of pushback now from a lot of countries where they say, oh yeah, you know, go back home, passport bro, this, that, the other. And then when we get there, it's like, where are those 5 or 6 girls who spoke for every girl in that country? You know, because when you get there, it's totally different. It's like we're way more welcome. And I guess people say, oh yeah, you're taking advantage, but you can't take advantage of somebody that knows, hey, this guy's only here for 2 months. He's only here for 3 months.
Yeah.
You know this. So it's like, where is the, you know, even swivel, even swap? I mean, people know what's going on. So if that man happens, even if that passport bro happens to say, hey, I really like her. Hey, you know, this girl here, she does more for me. She makes me feel good. I like this girl. Passport bros will settle down. I mean, the main purpose is to find happiness. So if you find that one that makes you happy, that's what you do. So a lot of people say, oh yeah, they're traveling here, traveling there, traveling there. Yeah, I would say in the beginning, most people do travel and do let their hair down and do, yeah, see how much hair I got? I don't have no more hair left. Anyway, they let their hair down and they go crazy. But after a while, all of us look for that one type of happiness, that one, and we wind up settling down, even if it's in a different country, you know. There is a big fear in sending whatever girl you dated back into the States. That is
let's talk about
serious problem.
That's a big problem. Like I've always said that, even before I knew about passport bros, about like getting married to a woman overseas and then taking her back to England, like marrying a Thai girl or a Filipino and taking her back to England. And like in Thailand, she's happy to carry the shopping home on her head with a smile, you know. Right. Whereas you take her to England, she's going to be like, "Hi, babe. I'm speaking to Sarah, your friend, your friend's wife, Sarah, and she says she's got a car. I need a car. Right. I need a handbag. I need makeup. Why haven't I got any high heels? Right. And before you know it, they westernize you, and then you're getting problems maybe. Unless you found one that's totally grounded, and totally, you know, mature, and they are there. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm a firm believer of, if you have a girl and she's there, if you're going to take her somewhere, make sure she's at a level to where she can sustain and go on. Like if you take, in my opinion, if you're going there and you're living in Thailand for $60,000 a year, that's like $150,000 in the States. So when you take her back to the States, now she's living like, you know, way less than what she was in Thailand. So if you are that impressed with her, if you trust her that much, then you should cosplay, because cosplay means to increase her self-worth. I mean, take her to school, get her educated, get her to where she can make money, get her to where when y'all both work together, y'all both succeed together. Now, at that point, every woman can run out on you. Every woman. And in America, it's worse. In America, you get a woman, you get the house, you get the car, she takes half and everything else and child support to that level. Usually when you're married, you're her sponsor. So when she decides she wants to get up and leave, you just unsponsor her sponsorship. I believe that's how that goes. I've heard it's pretty bad. Like I've met a lot of subscribers that want to come and live in Madagascar because they want to get away from their country. Canadian, American and Australian are the main ones. A German, they just want to get away. Right. But they've got child benefit payments to pay, on their wages, massive amounts, like
Massive
ridiculous
amounts.
amounts. 75% of the house when in the divorce is going to the wife.
Yeah.
It's like not 50, 75 and stuff like that. It's like, I know it's all about like a partnership, a wife and a husband, a partnership. You might be the breadwinner, but she's at home. She's keeping the household together. She's cooking the food so it's on the table for you. She's doing her part.
Right.
So maybe 50-50 possibly
Right.
is okay, but 75%, like, and imagine that, like, you get married and then you're like 60 years
I
old and
can't
you end up
imagine it
divorced.
because I lived through it. I mean, in
It's like-
2010, when I got my divorce, I left from Washington, D.C., Maryland area to Texas, Corpus Christi area with a car and 2 suitcases.
Yeah,
That's how I started over.
yeah.
That's how I started over.
The good thing about, like, I mean, like, I'm married to a Madagascar lady. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've got lots of assets in the UK. Mm-hmm. If she decided to divorce me,
Uh-huh.
I know it's not right, like, but I could probably hide most of those assets fast, you know, so that she wouldn't get half of them.
It goes
So she
further
wouldn't get me
than
stuff.
that because
Yeah, but
even
the
if
stuff
she's
in-
registered in England,
Yeah,
you got married in Madagascar, so
Yeah.
a Madagascar court will decide.
yeah,
So what they know, she can say what she says,
Yeah.
but unless she has paperwork to back up what she says,
Yeah.
Madagascar is going to say this is
But
what he has here. Right?
and blood is fickle and
I'm
water.
asking.
Blood is fickle and water in Madagascar,
Right.
and the courts will automatically back the Madagascar in a divorce unless you've got a lot of money to pay the judge in the backhander. You're going to lose pretty much everything to the
Everything in
Madagascar.
Madagascar, but not in England.
No, that's it. So that's another good
Right.
reason to go to like some of these far off countries: Laos, Cambodia, Madagascar, Tanzania.
Let's say, for instance,
Countries that are out the way where the overseas governments can't get hold of your assets.
a lot of these countries, the cost of living is like Madagascar is. What's the average monthly salary? $75 a month, $150 a month.
Maybe $100 a month.
Okay,
Something
so
like that, say. That's probably not the average. You're probably right at 75.
okay, so if that is $75 a month,
Yeah.
and you look at the Madagascan lawyer and say, okay, I have a child, I want to pay my child $75 a month, and the girl says, no, I want more. What is that judge going to say?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
What is that Madagascan judge going to say?
Yeah. What's fair? What's the cost of living? Yeah.
Right. So you've got a different scenario when you're
Directly,
overseas.
yeah.
Period.
Because my cost of living here with a wife and 3 children, staff, household bills, for the household bills for me and my household, and also for a bit of spending pocket money in my pocket, I'm looking probably about $1,500 a month. I spend. It's nothing, like, you know, and so I've got the ability. Luckily, I've got more passive income than that, so I can save a little bit, which is perfect for an easy life. Because here, if you want an easy life, you really can have an easy
You
life
really
in cheaper countries. You know.
In 2010, I had a 3,100 foot square home in Las Vegas. I had a Camaro, I had an SUV, and I had a Toyota Camry,
Yeah.
and what is it? A Nissan Maxima.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a lot.
When I got divorced, I left the house, I left 3 cars, got my Nissan Maxima, 2 suitcases,
Yeah.
and I booked.
And off you went. Yeah.
When I got to Corpus Christi in 2010, I was sleeping on an air mattress for almost a year and a half. By 2015, because she fought me in the divorce for more shit after she got everything, in 2014, it took 3 years to get that divorce final, which I wound up on a good hand of it, even though I bled to death with the lawyers. By 2014, I was in Houston with a 3,400 square foot home, a Toyota Tundra, and a Chevy Camaro. It was at that time that I decided, hey, by 2020, I was like, hey, I'm not feeling this. I mean, I wasn't feeling I had everything I wanted. I had the cars, and even, women, I had it. But what I did not have was the type of relationship. It was more Western. It was more westernized. It wasn't. I did not feel like the king. Even if I let a female move in or I stayed, I did not feel like a king. I did not feel like how I wanted to be treated. Right?
Yeah.
And it was work, home. Besides that, it was the same thing. And I looked in the mirror and said, fuck this. Oh, can I cuss?
If you want.
And it was time for a different lifestyle. So I basically let go of everything and left the country. And I've been gone out of the country. Well, I go back, for the licenses and the
paperwork
stuff, and the paperwork and but I've been back 3 times for a total of 3 months.
Yeah.
And
where have you been? Where have you travelled to?
Oh,
the last few years.
Here, Tanzania, Uganda, Thailand, Colombia, DR.
Pretty much all of them.
Philippines.
Pretty much all the places I mentioned.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Well, that place was their.
Which is the best? Which is overdone now? Which is really expensive? Which is brand new and ready to open up? What do you like the most out of all of them?
The one I found. I've been to Thailand 3 times, and that place is really starting to blow up. I think at first you had the Chinese come in and buy every damn thing, and now they're out of there.
Russians.
Now you have the Russians over there pushing the prices up on everything. I think Thailand is way. I think
it's done. It's not like it was 20 years, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's not like it. It was brilliant. 20 years ago, it was unbelievable, untouched,
right.
brand new, and untouched place. Whereas now it's just pure tourist dollars. Get the dollars out the pockets of the tourists.
Because of the food, the people, and the experience, and the beauty of it, and the modernization, I tried to stay in Thailand.
Yeah.
But because of the cost, because of the new atmosphere of different nationalities of people that were influencing the Thai culture where I was at, I was like, I wasn't feeling it. It no longer became a place where I wanted to stay.
Do you reckon Africa's the new place to go, really?
Africa's the new place to go if you have passive income.
And you can deal with the problems in Africa.
There's
the
a lot
bad
of
roads,
problems.
the bad service, the lack of you want a
Right.
Mars bar. Don't think you're going to find a Mars bar, unless
Right.
you go like 50 kilometers traveling around to everywhere looking for one.
There are certain cities in Africa that far surpass other places in Africa, and where I think that people would ease their way into it a lot better.
Yeah.
The most modern one, the one with the most. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not kicking Nigeria, Ghana, some of the other places. I just think they're saturated.
Yeah.
Not with expats, but with a mindset that is not where. That's not conducive to where I want to be.
Yeah.
I like Nairobi, Kenya is like excellent. Dar es Salaam is excellent.
In Tanzania, yeah.
Yeah, I mean you've got different places where if you go, you not only can you maximize your dollar, you can maximize your experience, you can maximize your time.
Yeah.
They've got upgraded gyms, they've got way better medical facilities than most of Africa. They've got, and me, when you're older gentlemen like myself, 58, you have these problems that aren't going away.
Yeah.
So you can't, you've got to be where you can maximize your ability. They have insurances that'll say, hey, if you're sick here, we will fly you here. For $400 a month, you could get a full coverage insurance that'll fly you wherever you need to be in order to get helped.
Yeah.
So, if you're younger, this place here is cool. If you're not looking for a place with great medical facilities, if you have money to where you can get a generator, but I say stay out of like the cities, try to go someplace outside of the city, like 15, 20 minutes away. Like what's the next city down there?
The town up there, Jamanjari.
Yeah, try to get a place in Jamanjari because.
But it is good, isn't it? Where I am, Manga Bay, because it's a little bit out of the way. It's not where all the bars are. It's not where all the city life is. It's
right.
It's got the beach. It's quieter. There's hotels. Right. But by 9 o'clock, it's nice and peaceful.
They roll the streets up.
Yeah.
I think the thing is like for somebody like me, if I really wanted to be here, I would have to learn French, and I would have to learn Malagasy. You would have to be proficient on 40% French, 40% Malagasy.
Yeah,
You know, you have to
that's
be
the problem
proficient.
with obviously a lot of these countries. You don't speak English, and if you're an American, a Canadian, Australian, English, or whatever, and you don't speak a second language because you're lazy because you speak English. And
Right.
It's if you speak English, you think, I don't need a second language. Countries like Madagascar can be hard work.
Oh
like,
my God.
I mean, I get by. I've been here 10 years. I still don't speak French at all. I speak very little Malagasy because there's so many different dialects of Malagasy that even if I learn one, it doesn't help me in another part of Madagascar. You know.
And you know, I'm
But
gonna
I
tell you.
survive. I do all right. I'm happy.
I'm gonna tell you what I think about that. Know the dialect of the girl that you choose.
Yeah.
Know that dialect.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking like now, if you're just here to have fun, then Antipolota is the beast.
Yeah.
If you're here
Nosy
to,
B is a great place.
if
for
you're
fun.
here to just come in and do what you got to do, have the beach, have the girls, have the food, have the Nosy B is it, man. That's an excellent place. But if you're trying to settle down, that's not the place you want to be because
No,
that's
this is not a place. Nosy B is not a place to find a wife or a husband. You know, it's definitely not that type of place. It's a place to come, enjoy the beach life, go to the islands, get some nice photographs, have a good time, cheap alcohol, cheap women, party on, enjoy, and it's safe.
And it's
you know.
Oh, you can walk around the middle of the night and you're going to be totally fine.
Yeah, it's amazing like how safe it is.
But if you're looking for, it's like I keep saying, when people want to have a good time, they go to Las Vegas, right? When people want to have a good time, they go to a major city or a major hub, right? So
Lisa, you carry on, Stan, with the video while I just sort
so
my
people
stuff out.
and Nosy B is like the center of that. So it seems like every person who's not when they leave, they have a man at home, they have kids at home from the main island. They come here simply to make money. They really don't want a relationship. They come here to make money. So it's like you get all the girls from the main island, they look really decent, and they come here and they'll get a small job, but they're still out for more money. So basically that's the key with it here in Nosy B. It's not really the place where if you want to settle down, you can, but you got to be careful with who you're dealing with. You know? Beautiful view, though.
What's a
You
beautiful view?
you should turn this camera around. Every day since I've been here, I've been sitting there looking at the sunset. Having the sunset is like a zen moment. You just sit there and you watch the sun come down.
It's a nice location, my apartment. Like.
Oh, this apartment. We were talking about this 11 months ago. I was like, you should go ahead and we should invest together. But you did the right thing investing by yourself because I'll be trying to move in too. But all right, where's my room?
I'll turn the camera around so people who haven't seen the view can have a look at the view from the apartment. Check it out. This is a view that I've got from the apartment. It's pretty nice. Got a view of Madagascar in the background. Mainland Madagascar in the background.
We'll be done.
Very, very nice. Let's get back to it, Stan. So, where's the best place out of everywhere to go if you're brand new to being a passport bro, and you want to
If you're brand new to being a passport,
you want to travel
bro,
about, where'd you go?
then go where it's closest. I mean,
Dominican.
personally, yeah,
For Americans, like
Dominican. But remember, man, the Dominicans, they are very Dominicans are
It's
about
hard work
Dominicans.
there as well with Haiti. With
They're
the
very,
problems in
they're
Haiti, isn't
very
it?
like state oriented. What do you call that? When they Dominican believes in Dominicans before anybody else. So you've always got to keep that in mind when you're going to the Dominican Republic. You've always got to understand that you to them, your money. So you're not really. It's like if you're not Dominican, you're almost not nothing. That's how I feel they treat you. You know what I mean? But if you got money, you're somebody. So even the times that I go there or I've been there, I found better relationship, better ties with the Haitians. Because the Haitians, they don't have that security blanket of being that state person.
Yeah,
You
dangerous though at the moment, isn't it? Isn't there like a big
In
problem
Haiti?
going on in Haiti?
Severe problem in Haiti, and so they're not trying to get
And they're
deported.
crossing the border as well into Dominican. So
Yeah. They're not trying to get deported, so you're not going to find as much problems. It's going to be more laid back with them. I definitely enjoyed the Haitian population there while I was in Dominican. I definitely did. Now the as far as the females, oh yeah, Dominican by far looks better. But as far as the people, the relationship, how you get treated, you want to go with the Haitian, in my opinion. All this is my opinion.
And Dominican Republic, not Dominican, Tanzania. Where you're staying at the moment?
Tanzania is blowing up.
Yeah.
The hardest part about doing any type of business in Tanzania is finding one Tanzanian that you can trust. That is the hardest part. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I get in trouble for saying it and I get beat up for saying it. But that's the hardest part when you're doing business in Africa and with Africa is to find somebody, one person, one national you can trust. If you can do that in Tanzania, you would do better investing there than you would probably right now, in my opinion. Even I believe it's better than Nairobi as far as investment purposes and what's going on. You got hotels going up there, businesses going up there. They're about to open up a new port, which I honestly believe they'll be supplying goods to even though Nairobi has a port, it's not that big, so they'll be supplying goods to Kenya, Uganda, all through that area.
And what about
East Africa.
getting residency there? Can you get residency there easy? Can you
All that is
visas? Can you go there? How many
visas
months
is
can you
no
stay
problem. Residency is a problem.
There? How many months can you stay there on visas?
Usually 90 days. Then you have to leave and come back.
Right, so that's not so great, but it's good for if you want to travel 3 months here, 3 months there. It's a great life. 3 months. I'd love to travel that.
I would hate to. There's, you always got to remember in Africa, there's always a way.
I've always liked the idea
Yeah.
of having like 4 different properties where I rent them out for like 9 months a year, and then I'd live there myself for 3 months and just go from like Brazil to Africa, from Africa to Italy, from Italy to Thailand, and back round to Brazil again.
The worst part about owning property in Tanzania is that 99-year lease. I kind of don't. Zanzibar works their way. They have a work around that in Zanzibar, but not really in mainland Tanzania. As far as I've known, I don't know what rules they may have changed. Somebody put in the comments, that's fine. I'm happy to be corrected.
Yeah.
But what people got to realize, you got a 99-year lease and you're 40 years old. You know what I mean? So, okay, you want to pass along to your family. That may be a problem in 99 years. But if you got a 99-year lease on something that you can use to generate money, then and you can get the land to pay for itself and make a profit, then that's still not a bad deal, is it not?
That's it. Yeah.
So you got to look at things in a different light when you're traveling or what you want to do and how you want to do things.
You do have to be prepared to lose anything you put in Africa, in a way.
Exactly.
Although you don't lose, you're not obviously not setting out to lose, but it's very hard to do business. It's very hard to own land, marriage, divorces. It's very hard, isn't it?
anywhere, anywhere. I mean, but here's the whole thing. If I got a 99-year lease and I don't get taxed for 99 years, let's say I own land in America, well, I'm getting taxed at 4% on a $200,000 property. I'm getting taxed 4%. So if I pay $20,000, $30,000 on a half a hectare there, and that's making money, and I'm not paying taxes, who's really making money? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're every European country, you're paying a tax. In Africa, you don't pay annual taxes. So if you're paying $2,000 or $3,000 a month, and $2,000 or $3,000 or $23,000 a year on taxes, and you bought a property that was $23,000, and you're not paying taxes for 99 years, do the math, bro. Even if you get something for 99 years, you still, if you can get that to work for you, you're still going to make money on it. You're still going to make money on it.
Here in Madagascar, I mean, I know it's not the way you'd want to live, but there's you can buy land for like $3,000, right? $4,000. You can build a little house for $4,000. Put some solar panels and some furniture for another $4,000. Buy a car for $4,000. You get me idea on this $4,000? Bring $4,000 in cash as well, so you got some money in your pocket.
Right.
20 grand, and you're set up in Madagascar, and you've got no rent to pay, very little bills, just food and enjoyment and that. And so it is possible to live in places like Madagascar extremely cheaply.
Madagascar would be top on my would be the top place if it was not for the main thing for me. The main thing, two things. The language barrier, I don't think I'm ready to learn. And the second thing, medical facilities.
Yeah.
Those are the two reasons why, if you stay here and you're an older gentleman, you're gonna strike problems staying here long term. If you can bypass those two things, and for any reason you're in perfect health and you know you're in perfect health, and then the second thing is you are willing to take a year and just beat yourself up and learn who your girl's Madagascar language and French, at least 40%, 45%, then this place here would be nice as long as you stayed in good health.
Yeah.
So but those two things, those are two strikes that I cannot sufficiently overcome.
Yeah. Do you think one day you'll move back to the States?
If I move back to the States, I am with somebody that can financially produce, like a nurse or an engineer, or she's and her degree papers, which is important in Africa. She went to a university that is accepted internationally.
Yeah, that's another problem.
Right. So if all that hit, and I was with her, and she wanted to go to the States where we would make globs of more money, then hell yeah, I'd go back to the States.
Yeah.
It doesn't beat me none. You know what I mean? I could own everything in Africa, because you outright own it. There's no taxes. It's yours.
Yeah.
And you can go back to the States and start all over again.
You're not a brokey, are you? You're far from a brokey, yeah?
What's a brokey?
Like somebody who's broke who lives on like $500, $1,000 a month.
I wouldn't
you're not broke.
have left
You've got enough money to live in Tanzania or live in America if you wanted to. Yeah.
I would not have left America if I didn't have enough passive income to leave America.
Yeah.
If you can't muster that up, then be a traveling passport bro.
Yeah.
See, a traveling passport bro, they build their money up in the States, like I said before, and then they fly out. And then they come back and replenish.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who do that. A lot of people who do like work on the taxis or whatever for 6 months, and then they're away for 6 months, and back for 6 months.
Yeah. So I mean, you have a lot of that going on. So yeah, and passport bros do that. And in essence, they have a better lifestyle, really, than if they were to just stay in the States. They have a better lifestyle because they get treated better, because the parties are better, because the lifestyle is better. I mean, they would rather, if you go for 6 months If you work for 6 months and travel for a month and a half, that month and a half will more than fuel you to go back to the States to work for 6 months again.
Yeah.
You don't need to date for 6 months. You don't need to. No, you're on the grind. You're getting your money together. Why? Because you're getting what you need, the treatment you need, how you want to be treated, the way you want to be treated in other countries. And then you pick a different country if you don't like that one. Go back if you do. Switch up. Find 4 countries and rotate between that.
That's what a lot of people do.
Yeah.
Is they rotate between like 4 countries.
Yeah, rotate, know.
And it must be great. You know.
Right.
It must be great to do that. I mean, I've done a lot of traveling, but I never like rotated from South America to Asia, from Asia to Africa, back to South America, back to Europe. A lot of people do that. They spend like 2 weeks in their home city in Europe or something, and then they're off again for a year and just doing 3 months here, 3 months there, 3 months here, and then they're back to see their passive income portfolio of properties in Europe or whatever, see how that's going, get their dollars together again, and off they go again.
Well, you just described a passport, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I'm probably a passport bro.
I think you were before you got married.
Yeah, that's it.
I totally believe you were.
I wanted to come and live abroad for a cheaper life, a better life, more quality, the beach, sun, nice looking lady.
Yeah.
You know, to marry maybe, and I've got a beautiful looking wife. I'm very happy with my wife,
And you did that. You did everything you wanted to do. That's what I'm telling you what a passport bro is. He goes, he'll mess around, he might try, he's gonna get his feet wet, or feet more than a couple of times. But usually when a man says, "Hey, that one there," guess what? You're the lotto winner. That's the person that you showed him enough to where he's gonna say, "Hey, everything don't equivalent. Equivalent is not equivalent to this right here.
Yeah.
Just because this is different from this is always better."
Yeah.
And when you find that, that's when you don't want to go. You don't want to travel. You don't want. No, I'm gonna go to Thailand every month because I found this girl. I'm gonna go to Philippines every month because I'm gonna go to Madagascar back and forth for that girl. And finally, maybe I could find something where I could be there permanent. Yeah. I think where a lot of people mess up is you keep financially supporting them when you're home.
Yeah.
That's where you mess up. That is where you mess up. Because,
or looking for true love in a whorehouse.
Yeah.
Is another bad idea. Like,
you go down to Amboda Loca and find a girl and say, oh yeah, I'm in love with her.
Or even Pattaya. You go to Pattaya, and you're looking for love in Pattaya. In like, you're just not going to find it in places like that. Well, unless you're really lucky,
Unless you're super, super lucky.
If you're looking for a bit of fun, dating sites are great. If you're just looking for one night stands and that, I hear Kenya is brilliant for that. For dating sites for one night stands and stuff. But and they're not even asking. They're just looking for a bit of fun themselves. The girls are not looking for money. They're not looking for anything else. Bit of fun for the night. Nice meal. They're happy.
I'm gonna tell you this about Kenya. I'm gonna tell you this. Some of the best women that you could ever get, you could ever settle down with. Tanzania, Kenya, some of the best ones. I can't put them all on that slate. Me being there and me experiencing that. There was a lot of good girls in Kenya. I think the problem is we cannot sustain unless you have passive income. You cannot sustain your lifestyle with them. You're not going to be able to fly 21 hours every month, back and forth, so you could be at work on time. You're not. It's the distance.
You've got to break free from you got to break free from the system,
right?
If you want to be a true passport bro,
right?
You got to be your own boss. You've got to have your own income streams. You've got to. To get the freedom.
I think that's the ultimate aim of anybody who travels. Once they get a taste of it, that's when it clicks in their head to figure it out.
Work for money. Work for your boss for money, where you're trapped, and then save that money as much as you can. Live on rice. Save that money, and use that money to create money.
Yeah.
to create passive income, so you
Yeah.
don't have to work for that boss anymore, and you can break free.
Exactly. That
It
is.
sounds easy to do, and
It's so hard.
but it's very hard. It takes years.
It's
Maybe
so hard.
10 years, minimum 15 years of hard graft and
But I'll be the first
discipline.
to tell you, if you're not pulling, I've said this before, if you're not pulling at least 3,500 American dollars, I don't know what that is in euro, I don't think you should even. I mean,
Probably
yeah, go on a
3,000 euro.
vacation. Huh?
3,000 euro, I
Yeah,
guess.
it's not going to end well for you. It's not. Even if you have $100,000 saved up and you can't regenerate.
I think
off
you can
that
do it
$100,000.
on less. I think that's a lot. Like you're talking what, 35, 36, $40,000 a year.
Yeah.
I think you can do it.
38,000,
Yeah, I think you can do it on maybe $30,000.
which would bring
You got
right
expensive
around
taste, you have.
1,700.
Yeah,
I do have expensive taste. I really do. Although I stay in a, I don't always show it, but right now I'm trying to consolidate investments. So, but financial control is key to everything. But yeah, I mean, I can't, like, if I walk in there and you don't have a generator, I'm not going to live there.
Yeah.
If you don't have air conditioning, I'm not going to live there. If you don't have Wi-Fi, I'm
Or a
not going to
kitchen.
live there. If you don't have a kitchen, I'm not going to live there.
Yeah.
If you don't have so it's like if
Yeah.
you just got a plain Jane hotel room, then you better have 24-hour room service, and you better have a generator.
yeah.
You know, so it's like,
And that costs in places like this.
Oh,
that
yeah.
costs, like, because although people say I mentioned about apartments, so, the $500 for this apartment, people are commenting back. In Thailand, I can get like a swimming pool with my apartment for $500, and here you're just getting a crappy 3-bedroom apartment for the same money. But what they don't realise is here, it's very hard to get an apartment that's got Wi-Fi, got electric, got water, got a water tower, a backup electric supply. It's like finding a needle in a haystack sometimes.
you know what it's.
So you pay for that when it's available.
And I'm gonna tell you something. You really got to pay for the size of the room. If you go to Thailand, those rooms, if you turn around, you bump your head and catch a concussion.
Yeah.
You're not getting the space either. You're not getting the comfortability and the openness of what these apartments provide. These apartments are usually bigger than what they have in Thailand.
Yeah.
Another thing I would generally say is, and I'm not trying to knock Thailand at all because I really enjoyed my time there, but you're not going to get. Thailand is it's an open society if you go down Soi 6th Street or other places, but on the living side, the society is very restricted. You know what I mean? It's not as open as what it is here.
Yeah.
You know, and I would say like the third thing is this area, as it stands, this area is more open as far as not as many expats, you know, compared to Thailand.
Yeah,
and
and
you
there's
don't
very
have,
few tourists and,
Yeah.
and foreigners in Madagascar. In
Right.
the whole of Madagascar, there's very few.
so
I mean, obviously, Nosy B
Yeah.
is probably the busiest place here and the capital in Madagascar.
and you've got
Well,
6 months here in Nosy B where it's super packed.
Yeah, it's
You got
heaving,
6 months.
heaving with foreigners.
Right. And you got 6 months where there's nobody.
Yeah,
And I never come when it's super packed.
Yeah.
I can't. I will not. You know, because I don't like that super crowded blah 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 atmosphere. I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I like to when I sit down. I don't want be like a sardine or there's no place to sit. You know, I can't. I don't like those environments. So
Yeah.
that's why I come on the.
because obviously here there's the dry season, there's the rainy season.
Now it's a rainy
Whereas
season.
in England you get like spring, summer, winter,
Right.
autumn.
You got two here:
You
rain,
know,
no rain.
Yeah, you get rain and no rain, and
Right.
obviously, but when it rains, it's not that big a deal. It's all right when it rains.
Right.
It's not freezing cold like it is in
No.
England,
No.
and dark and miserable, and it doesn't last for hours and hours. Usually, it's just like a couple of hours or an hour. It's finished. You know, 'cause
Right.
it rains so hard, but
Right.
the weather patterns you've got. Sometimes with the rainy season, you get no electric as well because it's raining, so they cut the power at
Right.
the same time. So you're sat in the dark with the rain. Could be like 5 o'clock at night, and you're like, I'm not tired. What am I
Right.
going to do? You can't really go out. It's too rainy. You can't do anything inside. There's no electric. So
What you do is you get a generator.
You've got to have a backup system there. You've got to have a backup
Yeah.
system.
I keep saying if you people say, well, geez, you put $4,000 into which is a lot of money here,
Yeah.
into a good solar system.
Yeah.
You're good for the next 10 years.
Yeah, longer maybe.
As long as you got a storage battery, that storage battery, and you get 12 hours. All you need is 12 hours of backup.
Yeah.
And then you hook your house electricity up. So if the battery's low, let your battery charge. But if you put up maybe 6 panels, just 6 panels,
Yeah.
you'll never turn that electric on. Only if you have a problem with your system. So it's like, if you're going to live here, why not? You know,
Yeah.
why not? And as far as Wi-Fi, if you really want to go, you're gonna love this one. Get the Tesla Wi-Fi. I mean, it's expensive. It's 110, 120 to maintain. You buy it for 200, but man, does it fucking work. And you set it up, as long as no trees in the way, you get the best Wi-Fi you could get.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get a house and you know you're gonna be with bad anything, get the Tesla Wi-Fi.
Yeah, your favorite guy.
Yeah. We won't talk about politics.
Yeah, Starlink is definitely
Yeah, Starlink.
very good idea to buy the Starlink and bring it with you if you can.
Yes.
Very, very nice plan, like.
So if you're gonna live someplace, then that's what I'm saying. If you want to live someplace, and you want to live off of $500 or $1,000 or $1,500, then woo, I know your time's coming up, bro.
That's it.
That's it.
So, Stan, what do you think?
What do I think?
What do you think? What's your plan? What do you think about Nosy B?
I think it's a top destination to come visit.
Yeah.
I think you'll have a blast.
How long should you come for, do you think?
I think 2 to 3 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks, nice time for Nosy B.
Yes, 2 to 3 weeks. I think because they've only got so many bars, they've only got so many beaches, they've only got so many clubs. I think the food is really good, but it's rotational.
Yeah.
Like if you can only eat so much shrimp, you can only eat so much, but the steak, the bison is really good here. The meat is.
You can easily stay here for 3 months though and be happy, yeah?
If you were planning on staying 3 months, I would say make sure you had enough money for a real good place.
Yeah, getting a nice apartment or something.
Get something where you know has a generator, where you know has Wi-Fi, where you know has your budget is going to shoot sky high. It's going to be hard getting anything like that, in my opinion, for less than $1,500 a month.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think you can get it less than 1,500.
Well, you lived here for 10 years. You know where.
It's possible,
I just
like.
know where I can check.
But like, I know what you're saying. It's not cheap. It's not cheap.
Right.
To get all that, it's not cheap.
Right. So
It's like hotel conditions sort of thing when you got backup power.
Right.
Not so many places that got it, which is why I'm building these apartments at the moment, so I can kit them out with everything. And then, literally, these have got it. They have got Wi-Fi. They have got backup water. They have got backup electric.
Right.
You know, hot water's on tap 24/7.
3 months. 3 months here. 3 months here because they don't have a gym. Really, they have a gym, but not really.
Yeah, the gyms are pretty.
They don't have
pretty bleak. There's 2 of them. There's one in the capital.
Right.
There's one in Ambassador that I
And
know
if
of,
you're
and both
me-
of them are tiny.
And you don't know the language. You don't really know the lingo. You don't really know. So you could get pretty. You could get pretty isolated.
Lonely. It's a good
Yeah.
word, yeah.
You could
It's
get.
possible to get lonely.
It's very possible to be lonely here, or isolated here. But I mean, and then you've also got to look at the people you meet here are really just looking at your wallet, So to get a good bond, like with you and like this is my second time here, so I've made like 3 good bonds, where I say, okay, I trust these people. These people are cool. But after 3 good bonds, everybody I look at, I know it's about money.
Yeah.
You want to know where you could get in. You want to know where you could fit in. You want to know how you can get that money off of me into your hands. And I don't really blame them. But if you think you're building a solid bond, you're really not.
That's it. And obviously, there's a lot of age difference as well. You'll see 60-year-olds with 20-year-olds. Is it a bad thing? It's not really for us to comment on. It is what it is.
I don't care.
Most people don't care like
what do you care that some girl who would probably be starving and hungry right now is being supplied by some 50 or 60-year-old? What do you care? What business of that is yours? If you want to change that, then get all your money and give it all to the poor countries. Give them all the food. Give them all the schooling they need. If you really feel sorry for them, put your money where your mouth is.
Yeah.
That's what I say. I'm like, you can't change. Look, when back to the days when there was cavemen and cave women, the caveman who bought the most meat got the most girl. The caveman who hunted the best got the most women. Well, what do you think happens in today's society? Well, you think things have changed since that much in society since then? Okay, if I was a billionaire like Elon Musk, nobody's saying nothing. He's dating a 20-year-old girl. Nobody says nothing to half of these movie stars that are dating a 20-year-old girl. No, Shaq, he's got a 24-year-old girlfriend. Shaquille O'Neal. Nobody's saying nothing. Yeah. So because you're going to a place where the economic system is lower, which makes your financial system better, you're shooting crap at people. But you're not shooting crap at everybody. And you're not putting your money where your mouth is. That's what I say about it.
Sounds good. Sounds good to me, Stan.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan in it. It's the way, the people who talk the talk, they don't normally walk the walk.
They don't walk the walk.
So it's just the way it is. Right, that's it, Stan. Let's end that one here, innit? Give us a like, give us a sub, check the other videos out, and we'll get Stan back to do another video soon.
Another day, bruh.
Good.
Booyah.
All right, that's it. We're out of here.